billionaire investor Jim Rogers is on the show. Despite very low oil prices, about a week ago, Jim said that he would start investing in the commodity, in oil, of course. But given the most recent oil price drop, I asked if he still stands by that decision. Here's what he had to say.
Well, I thought that oil had stopped going down whenever bad news came out, but obviously more bad news came out, and it kept going down. So what I said at the time was you could start buying a small amount. I did buy a small amount, but now I'm not buying. It looks to me like when you have something like this happen, it usually develops momentum and goes down for a while. But somewhere along in here, Amira, this is going to be a great opportunity to buy oil, to buy Russia, to buy countries that produce oil. It's going to be wonderful before too much longer.
Right. When do you think oil prices are going to bottom out? Should we expect to see that soon? And if so, I mean, how low do you think it can go?
You should watch RT television. I don't know. It certainly, when it develops momentum like this, it will certainly overshoot. Things always do when they break down like this. So I don't know, 32, you pick the number. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Now, outside of oil, you have said that you think agriculture provides a very good investment right now as well. Explain that to me and tell me what specifically you like in the sector.
Well, agriculture has been a horrible business for 30 years, over 30 years, Amira. It's so bad that the average age of farmers in America is 58. In Japan, it's 66. I can go on and on with horrible statistics about people dying, getting out of the business, committing suicide. More people in America study public relations than study agriculture. So we're going to have a crisis in agriculture soon unless something happens. If the price of food and profits in agriculture don't go up, we're not going to have any food at any price. We're not going to have any clothes at any price. So I'm very optimistic about agriculture over the next decade or two.
And we haven't forgotten, by the way, that you told my colleague Erin, who you spoke to last time, that she should actually quit her job and become a farmer in China. But that was, of course, before commodity prices collapsed. It was also before all the recent angst bubbled up over China. So just to be clear, you would still recommend she do that?
Absolutely. I just explained to you that the fundamentals in agriculture get better and better and better every day that goes by. We have fewer and fewer farmers and more people.
Okay, I will let her know what you said. I'll relay her that message. Now, when you say you like go ahead.
I told her to learn how to drive a tractor. I hope she's done it.
I don't know if we have that picture of her on the tractor that she showed last time, but I'll relay her that message, see where her skills have taken her. But when you say you like these investments, what kind of timeline are we talking about here? I mean, are we talking over the next several months, 2 years, 10 years? I mean, you know, what's your projection both for oil and for agriculture?
Well, agriculture for the next decade or two, because when it turns, and it's in the process of turning, if you ask me, it's got to go up for a long time. You know, agricultural prices are down a lot in the past 15 or 20 years. It's one of the few things in the world that's gone down in price. Sugar is down 75 or 80% from its all-time high, Amira. That's astonishing if you start looking at the world. So this is going to go on a long time when agriculture turns. Oil probably will too. At the moment, as you know, it's not profitable to drill nearly anywhere in the world at these prices. So a lot of drilling is going to get cut back. Not new wells. Few new wells are going to be built. No, this is going to last a long time when it turns.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about gold. I know it's a commodity you're invested in. It's been a rough year for gold altogether, falling by about 1/3 in value since January. But at the beginning of this year, back in January, you know, gold did get off to a really great start, the best since 2008, as far as I understand. And people were talking about gold being a golden investment this year. It was supposed to continue to benefit from central banks' efforts to devalue their currencies. We never quite saw that surge happen, however. So, you know, what really happened in your view?
Well, I've been negative on gold. I own gold, but I've hedged my gold. I haven't bought gold for probably 5 years now. I expect another great opportunity to buy gold. It probably will go under $1,000 an ounce, and if that happens, I hope I'm smart enough to buy more.
And you think, when would be the best time? When do you think that's going to happen? Are we talking next year, a couple of years from now?
Amira, you should watch RT. Watch RTTV to get all these answers. I know it's probably going to happen in the next year or two. Yes.
Okay. I want your opinion. I value your opinion. That's why you're on the show.
Okay, well, I suspect it will happen in the next couple of years.
Okay, fair enough. So gold is now coming off a 3-week high after U.S. jobs data boosted the dollar. Given the fact that the dollar is only expected to strengthen with an interest rate hike, do you think, you just kind of, alluded to this at this point. I mean, should we just write gold off in the near term for sure?
Well, I'm not buying gold, but everybody has to make their own decision. I do own a lot of U.S. dollars. I'm not selling my U.S. dollars. I expect the U.S. dollar to get very overpriced because there's more turmoil coming and people don't know what to do, so they look for a safe haven. The U.S. dollar is not a safe haven. The U.S. is the largest debtor nation in the history of the world. But most people think it's a safe haven, so I'm sure it's going to get overpriced. I hope I'm smart enough to sell it if and when that happens.
You are indeed smart enough, I will say that. Now, tell me, I mean, do you think a crisis has to come into play for us to see gold rally? I mean, and if so, what kind of crisis?
Well, low prices for many people will be a crisis. If gold goes to $950, a lot of people are going to think that that's a crisis because there are a lot of people who believe gold is holy and it can never go down. So that would be a crisis in price, for instance. Certainly if war breaks out in the world, that will make gold go up. It'll make oil go up. It'll make everything go up. Oil, agriculture, gold, everything. So yes, a crisis would be good for gold, but likewise low prices would be good for gold.